Before I get to the deck profile, make sure you actually test before you invest into these cards. That way you don't make a poor investment. But I actually ended up taking a deck Undefeated, which is also going to be in my channel before the recording of this video. I'm actually going to record that before I upload this. But you can easily switch out Baronne de Fleur if you can't afford it with a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Just so I can disclose that. So, this is the generic Synchron lineup. Nothing fundamentally changed between the last deck list. The Quick Draw Synchron got cut out just because we have other ways of special summoning a 5th monster on the fields for a Stardust Synchron target. Next we have the extenders. Nothing really fundamentally changed between this build and my last build in terms of ratios. I actually am enjoying the Assault Mode engine, believe it or not. Some people actually cut the Assault Mode engine because it might increase the bricks, but it actually worked well for me at the very end. The way you can just summon Side Reflector and just off of that card in general, just make a Chaos Ruler is pretty strong. Still actually going through the Majestic package, the Arrive and Light engine. The card is actually still pretty strong. The way you can just negate during your turn an opponent's monster and then also has a banish Omni negate is pretty good. And then of course Doppel Warrior. I'm only putting it at 1 just because you can search it through Wotar and Rhoda. You can always make sure you can always test with multiple copies of Doppel Warrior, as you can search that through the Chaos Ruler. Now, I actually went against some people's suggestions, and I actually tested out Crossout Designator with the 3 targets, the Veiler, the Ash Blossom, and the Nibiru. And I believe I still have a... Yep, there it is. The Imperm. So I have 4 targets main. A lot of people says, oh, this will enhance your chances of bricking. I actually really haven't bricked that much, and even if I drew into the Imperm or the Nibiru, it's because I'm going second sometimes. So even if I still think it's pretty good to maximize on searchers in this deck. A lot of people actually decided to cut tuning altogether. Some people only run 1 or 2 tuning. I just decided to maximize it so I can see Junk Synchron often, or any other Synchron tuner for the tuning. Now, I am maining the 3 Fleur de Fleur because it's a Power Tool Dragon target. I actually prefer this more now than Living Fossil. Like, I've been flopping back and forth. The Fleur de Fleur is basically a Living Fossil, but for level 2 Allure monsters, but you don't get the banish after effects of Living Fossil. That way you can trigger your Doppel Warrior, trigger your Junk Converter, and also you get a 700 attack point boost, and you get to equip to a Synchro monster if Fleur de Fleur leaves the field. So that's pretty cool. You get a bit of an attack point boost. And then of course your 1-ofs, pretty staple in any Junk Doppel deck. So I did sign out the Satellite Warrior and just put it in the side deck. You can easily do that going first, but I mainly like to go first, but some people do put in the Excel Synchron and do that during the opponent's turn. Not really that much big of a fan of doing that. You can just put out more negates. Then we have the Veiler, the Hobby's Weather Duster, Double Twin Twisters, Red Reboot for back row, Imperial Order. Yeah, that card is going to get banned soon, I guess. Trouble Dark Ruler no more. Double Evenly Matched. The 15th card is going to be the 3rd Evenly, but I misplaced it somewhere. And then the Triple Solemn Judgment. That way you can just draw off of Librarian, get rid of Dark Ruler no more. For the extra deck, we are running the Double Star Shaman, Metal Marcher, Herald of the Arclight, the Junk Speeder, Excel Synchron, Librarian, Garden Rose Maidens, very stable for any Synchro lineup. Power Tool Dragon for the equipped spells, Dawn Dragster, the Overtake Target Junk Destroyer, Chaos Ruler, which is amazing, buildable cards, Crystal Wing, Barone Defleurer, and the Shooting Majestic Star Dragon, and the Blazar.